students.
Uh-huh.
See, if
Mm-hmm.
if both of us are, if both of us are taking a session, then I think we should wait and let others also join in.
Mm-hmm.
As I think we should keep in mind that the more number of students
हाँ
attend this, more of them will learn.
डेफिनेटली ठीक है और 4-5 मिनट वेट कर लेते हैं आपको अगर दिक्कत नहीं हो रहा तो वही
Yeah, I can wait, no problem.
ओके ओके जी
So are they all chartered accountants or cost accountants or like
सर
what's
ये
their profile?
बीकॉम यार बीकॉम ACCA CA एवरीबॉडी इज देयर CA एक्सपीरियंस्ड इज आल्सो देयर लाइक आप लोग चैट बॉक्स में अपना थोड़ा वो भी लिख दीजिए हितेश आप लोग तो
ACCA, Bcom,
ACCA बीकॉम सब
right?
कोई
Yeah, definitely.
डाइवर्स क्राउड है आप लोग अपना चैट बॉक्स
Absolutely,
में
absolutely.
डिस्क्रिप्शन लिख
That would be very helpful.
सेमी CA है काफी है पर सर
Okay. So let them join. No problem.
Shit.
So shall we start, Ghanshyam? It's already 8:45, so I think start.
हाँ जी.
So hi friends, good to be here with all of you. My name is Pawan Bhatia, and just like Ghanshyam, I'm also a recruitment consultant and a coach. I'm a chartered accountant by qualification. I qualified back in 2013 and started my career with Bharti Infratel Limited, which is a listed company. I got this opportunity through campus only. Um So after serving for almost 8 months there, I left the organization because they were not offering me the position that I wanted to work in. They were offering me, which is basically account receivable and payables profile, uh, which I never wanted to be a part of. I asked them to give me indirect taxation because I was hired as a management trainee and I served two departments. One was FP&A, which is a core finance division, and the other one was indirect taxation. And I am a chartered accountant who is not much inclined towards finance. I enjoyed taxation part more, though now I enjoy finance. But that time in 2013, since it was the start of my career, I enjoyed indirect taxation more. Even today, I like taxation and I still practice taxation. So I asked them to give me that profile, but they said no, we can't offer that to freshers, and that way I had to leave. Uh, then my inclination towards indirect taxation, uh, uh, you know, uh, enticed me to go for a Big Four job, and that's how I landed up with Ernst Young. So I served in Ernst Young for close to 2 years as a consultant in tax and regulatory service in indirect taxation. I was in TMT division. TMT stands for Telecommunication, Media and Technology. So basically, our clients, I cannot disclose the name of the clients. Ghanshyam know it very well. We all are under non-disclosure. But I can give you hint so that you can understand everything. So आपके कंप्यूटर में जो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है, वो क्लाइंट था, उसने एक बहुत बड़ी मोबाइल कंपनी एक्वायर की थी, जिसका मोबाइल एक जमाने में सबके पास होता था, वो भी क्लाइंट था. Right, so I hope you understood what I'm saying. कौन से client थे? And even one production house, movie production house, and a TV channel was also one of our clients, since it was a telecommunication, media, and technology division. So after serving for 2 years there, I belong to Jaipur, Rajasthan. I came back to my hometown. I started my own venture in 2016, end towards 17, because the bug of entrepreneurship bit me. And आप लोगों के लिए Shark Tank आज start हुआ है, but for me it was back in 2016 that I wanted to do something on my own and started my own venture. Uh, did that for a year. Since it was a bootstrap startup, I was very young, around 26. I had no idea about how to run businesses. Uh, I acquired a lot of clientele. I had a good turnover, but I didn't had much profits. And at that time, I was not aware that startups are not supposed to earn profits. They're just supposed to earn turnover and clients. So after family pressure and other factors, that I didn't had funds, I didn't went for any funding, etc. And since the financially it was not doing that great, operationally it was doing great, I had to shun it down. And then I associated myself with Kotak Mahindra Bank as a credit analyst. I was in mortgages. Did it for 11 months, but since I served in EY, my clients were of that sort. And when you are working with an MNC and then you just switch on to hop on to a bank, you feel यार ये क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं, मतलब वो क्या बड़ा ऐसे cultural difference आ जाता है, and you don't like it. And secondly, whatever I used to submit as assignment, वो कभी कुछ उसमें question ही नहीं होता था. There was no self improvement as such. So I left Kotak Mahindra Bank, and from 2017 end, मतलब 2018 beginning, uh, I started my own practice and started teaching. So I'm a full-time coach, part-time practitioner, and now I have also changed my profile. I'm into management consulting now. I do a lot of internal auditing and management consulting assignments, management operational audits, and I enjoy it very much, more than even indirect taxation, because I feel that you see a business closely and you learn a lot. So that's all about me. The name of my organization is HR Trikaya. Uh, we predominantly deal with chartered accountants and cost accountants. And if I speak about some records, we have almost 96 to 97% selection ratio. I won't say 100% because that is not possible. 100% सब trainers का या coaches का होता है. घनश्याम जी का भी 100% होगा, I'm pretty sure. But we don't count it 100%. because this 96 to 97% is the ratio till campus. So till campus, most of my students gets placed, and I have students in Flipkart, I have students in Amazon, I have students in ITC, I have students in PNG, I have students in due diligence, M&A, I have students in audit, taxation, accounting profiles, KPOs, firms. I have few students now working in management consulting too. They're pursuing CFA. One of them is a CFA level 2, and one is a CFA. There are a few others who are either at level 1 or level 2. So this is all about me and what I do, and I thoroughly enjoy this work as a recruitment coach and consultant. Now coming back to Ghanshyam requested me to address his students, and I'm very happy to address all of you here. So as I can read in the chat box, there are people having CFA level 2 qualification and chartered accountants. There are CA aspirants who are in finals, appeared for one group or two groups or whatever, appearing or pursuing articleship. There are graduates as well. It's good to see graduates and even ACCAs. What I can see, there is one ACCA, I think, what I read, or maybe no, there's no ACCA. Ghanshyam told me that there's a ACCA, or maybe he has
Sir,
not
there's
disclosed.
one, sir.
Chitranj, two of them are
Chitranj,
SEC.
okay,
Chitranj and
okay,
Adil,
okay.
two of them.
Okay, great. I had an ACCA student too. I had MBA students too. Three of my MBA students, like they came to me for, preparing for NMIMS. And one of them even got Mumbai in business analytics, which is a very known, very good division of theirs. So they were able to crack it. And one of my students is also in IIM, Khanak Mittal. She's a CA. She worked with Vedanta in M&A division, and now she, took a leap of faith and, switched her career, switched her profile. She said that I want to get into management, and by God's grace and her hard work, she is in IIM Ahmedabad. So this is briefly the profile. So I can see a lot of people coming from different backgrounds. So first I thought, what should I speak? Because if it would have been CA students, I would have been speaking about them. But since we have variety of diversified, professionals here, I would like to take up different matters. Like the first matter that I want to take up is how to get a job, like how to prepare for a job. Though Ghanshyam must have definitely told you that, but what's my approach? When I ask my students to approach for a job. See, searching job is a process. It's a very simple process. First, you need to finalize your CV. Now, coming to CV, as far as CV is concerned, I have seen a lot of CVs with zero impact in it. Zero. What do I mean by impact? Like they'll write, we have done this much auditing, or we have handled accountancy, or we have filed returns. This is what they write. But what was the impact of it? For example, let's say if you have done audits, right? What were the major observations you were able to find? Can you quantify them? Now, you should write it in your CV. You should definitely disclose at least two key observations in your CV with numbers. You should quantify them. However, you should not write. You should not. I'm being very clear. You should not disclose ki kaun se client pe thi, because that is not allowed, right? So you should mention the key observation. Make a separate tab, write key observations, and if the interviewer asks, क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन था, किस कौन से क्लाइंट पे ऑब्जर्वेशन था ये, say no, we are under non disclosure, we can't disclose it, but I can explain the entire matter and what we did and how we reported. Number one. So we should quantify things in the CV. We should write that we handled 5 industries cutting across 7 sectors, which included jewelry, real estate, hospitality, education, financial sector, and blah blah blah, whatever you have handled. So be specific, quantify things. That's straight, simple. You write career objective and all, that's all bullshit, to be very honest. Remove it, please remove it. It's of no use, that's useless, and it is taking up a lot of space. Rather put executive summary there, and in executive summary put what you have done and what's your skill set. Do not write, I am looking forward to explore career with an organization, esteemed organization, where I can use my skills. What skills? Did you define your skills? No, you did not. क्या कौन सी स्किल्स हैं आपके पास? जो भी आपको आता है लिखो ना यार उसमें. अगर आपको इंडेस आता है तो लिख दो भैया, थ्योरेटिकली इंडेस आता है. फाइनेंस आता है, फाइनेंस लिख दो. आईएफआरएस एक्सपोज दो, आईएफआरएस लिख दो. ठीक है, अपील्स आती है, अपील्स लिख दो. अब ये डिपेंड करता है. लेट्स से मैं एक फाइनेंस की जॉब के लिए जा रहा हूँ, वहां पे अपील्स लिख के जा रहा हूँ यार, ऑब्वियसली यार उसके किसी काम की नहीं है वो अपील. फाइनेंस की जॉब के लिए मुझे लिखना पड़ेगा, मुझे फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग आती है, मुझे वैल्यूएशन आता है, मुझे वर्किंग कैपिटल मैनेजमेंट आता है, मुझे ये सब लिखना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो एक तो हाँ, वन मोर थिंग, आप लोग सीवी भी एक ही बनाते हो, मोस्ट ऑफ यू विल मेक वन वर्जन ऑफ योर सीवी, खत्म, हर जगह वही चिपका देंगे, मतलब मेहनत करने में थोड़ा जोर आता है, मतलब वी आर नॉट दैट हार्ड वर्किंग. What we'll do, we'll forward that CV straight away. Even people forwarding CVs over email do not, take that much of pain of changing the salutation. People are writing to me as madam. Sometimes I have to say I'm not a madam. At least in this life, I'm not a madam. I'm sir. Please address me as sir. यार नाम पढ़ के समझ में आ रहा है यार, मेरा नाम तो मतलब बिल्कुल एम्बिगुअस भी नहीं है, बहुत क्लियरली लड़कों का ही नाम होता है ये, ठीक है? सो दे राइट इट दैट वे. सो बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक, मेक डिफरेंट वर्जन्स ऑफ योर सीवी. आप कैसे बना सकते हैं? देखिए, कुछ काम आपने किया होगा और कुछ डेफिनेटली नहीं किया होगा. अगर आप किसी का भी जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन पढ़ते हो तो उसमें बहुत सारी जेनरिक चीजें लिखी हुई होती है, बहुत सारी, और आधी से ज्यादा वो खुद भी नहीं करते उस जॉब प्रोफाइल में. नाउ पिक पॉइंट्स फ्रॉम द जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन, देखो कि जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन में क्या लिखा हुआ है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल उसमें लिखा है एडहॉक एनालिसिस करा, ऐसा लिखा हुआ है. एफपीएनडे का ले लेते हैं, उठा लेते हैं कोई एग्जाम्पल. उसमें लिखा है साहब आपने ना वर्किंग कैपिटल मैनेजमेंट करा, रिसीवेबल्स मैनेजमेंट करा, डेटर्स मैनेजमेंट करा, और मे बी लेट्स से मैंने ना साहब एडहॉक एनालिसिस करा कोई भी. तो आप जो भी काम कर रहे हो, अगर आप इवन अकाउंटिंग भी कर रहे हो ना, इवन इफ यू आर अकाउंटेंट, नॉर्मल अकाउंटेंट, तो भी आप किसी ना किसी तरीके से एनालिसिस में इन्वॉल्व हो. फाइनेंस का कोई भी बंदा हो, फाइनेंस अकाउंट्स का सीए हो, सीएमए हो, एसीसीए हो, कुछ भी हो, सीएफए तो डेफिनेटली, वो तो पूरा काम ही एनालिसिस का है उनका, तो राइट. बहुत सारा एनालिसिस करते हैं. अब मैं ऑडिट का ही एक बता देता हूँ. ऑडिट में आप लोग डेटा रीजिंग करते हो, ठीक है? दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड, इवन बाय शेड्यूल 3 इट इज रिक्वायर्ड, डिस्क्लोजर पर्पस. एंड इवन यू आइडेंटिफाई व्हाट आर लॉन्ग स्टैंडिंग डेटर्स as consultants and as auditors. You can write that we aided the management in taking care of its working capital requirements by managing receivables by this much amount. We help them to reduce the debtor turnover ratio, or rather debtor recoverable period from 45 days to 32 days. Is it not a savings? Is it not a saving of interest? Should it not be counted as a point in finance? Definitely it should be. ऐसा कुछ आकाश से ऊपर से फटके कुछ नहीं आता फाइनेंस के अंदर, वही काम होता है, बस डिफरेंट तरीके से देखा जाता है. एज एन ऑडिटर, एज अ फाइनेंस अकाउंट्स पर्सनल, आप थोड़ा रेगुलेटरी रिक्वायरमेंट पूरी करते हो, और एज अ फाइनेंस पर्सनल आप जो है वो एनालिटिक्स करते हो. सिंपल, इट इज एज सिंपल एज दैट. ठीक है जी. I'll also be speaking. There's one person who also is pursuing CFA. I'll also speak to that person. There was only one person. I don't remember the name. I read the profile. I read it in the chat box. I'll also have a chat with that person, and I'll also speak to someone who was just an MCom.
तृप्ति आई थिंक ना, तृप्ति आप कर
Okay.
रहे हो? हाँ,
Okay. Hi, Tripti. Hi. So we'll have a word, later on. Let me just finish it off. So please first finalize your CVs. That's step number 1. Now, finalizing means writing the right thing, making it specific to the job description, uh, and putting relevant things. For example, if you're putting that I know I have done ITT and GMCS, now that's something which should not be there in the CV at the first place, because without that you can't become a chartered accountant. Can you? At least I could not be I was not allowed to be a chartered accountant unless I complete these trainings. So something which is mandatory should not be there in the CV. There's one more point that is very often asked to me. Should we disclose client's name in the CV? Now, if you are from a big four, to be very honest, if you've done your articles from a big four, I would suggest don't write it. Don't write it, rather write sectors or industries. Why? Because there is a clear assumption that if you are from a big four, by big four I mean big 10 organization. Okay? Consider big 10. I am also considering RSM, BDO, GT, इनको भी मैं कंसिडर कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है? मजार्स, इन सबको कंसिडर कर रहा हूँ. If you have done it from these firms, it is very obvious that you must have handled really good clients. So there is no point, bragging about and boasting about your work experience. However, if you are from a small firm or a mid-tier 2 firm, जिसको कोई नहीं जानता है, या जो सिर्फ आपके लोकल एरिया में ही लोग जानते हैं जिसको, then in my opinion, this is purely my opinion, you should definitely mention the client's name with sectors and with turnovers. Let's say if it's a listed company, you should write listed with BSC. If it is not a listed company, it's a private limited company, then write the turnover. if it is a company with a good turnover. Now, good turnover again, very subjective. Maybe in Mumbai, 100 crore turnover can be a very normal phenomena, but in let's say Patna or Indore or Jaipur or Pune might not be the case, right? So I leave it to your wisdom, like what do you want to keep it. But if you want me to make a generic rule, probably if it is a 100 crore company, you should mention it has turnover of more than 100 crores. 500 crores, 101 crore is also more than 100 crores. So keep it as ambiguous as possible. Don't make it that clear कि 106.5 करोड़ की कंपनी थी. नहीं ऐसे नहीं लिखना है. More than 100 crores is enough. इतना disclosure is enough, right? So ये थी कुछ चीजें जो सीवी में आनी चाहिए, राइट? सीवी में अगर आपने कंसल्टिंग के सीवीज देखे हो, मतलब मैकेंजी बेन के, बिकॉज हम मेरे स्टूडेंट्स के सीवीज तो हम वहां पे भी भेजते हैं, और एक का तो एक इंटरव्यू भी हो चुका है, फाइनल लेवल तक जा चुका था. रजत गुप्ता, देयर इज वन स्टूडेंट ऑफ माइन, रजत गुप्ता, he was working with HUL. He came to me for preparing for consulting interview. We also take care of consulting interviews, and he reached the final round of BCG, though he was offered finance role in BCG. So there was no point taking a finance role in BCG unless you don't get a management consultant role. मतलब फिर तो HUL में ही कर लो ना यार, अगर फाइनेंस ही करना है तो HUL में कर लो, तो BCG क्यों जाना है? अगर कंसल्टेंट बनना है, मैनेजमेंट कंसल्टेंट बनना है, तो BCG जाओ. तो उसको वो रोल नहीं मिला, उसको दूसरा रोल मिल गया, उसका इंटरव्यू कंसल्टेंट के लिए हुआ था. So he did not join BCG and HUL में ही उसने काम किया. Now he is with Deloitte का M&A department. He switched recently and he is in Deloitte USI. Now when I say Deloitte USI, most of you will think यार ये तो बैक एंड का काम है. नहीं, he is in front end of Deloitte USI. He works with US team. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि सारी बैक एंड प्रोफाइल्स ही मिलती है, फ्रंट एंड भी मिल जाती हैं. थोड़ा हाथ पांव मारना पड़ता है, थोड़ा सा अप्रोच करना पड़ता है. That's one. So finalizing CV मतलब writing something which is sellable, which looks good, which looks valuable. You should finalize your CV that way. Now there is a separate session on CV. I only have half an hour to 1 hour, so उसमें possible नहीं होगा उसको बात करना. But Ghanshyam would be able to definitely answer your question on that part. CV final हो गया, ठीक है जी. Now prepare on that CV. Whatever you write in your CV, whatever, there must be a story behind everything. Every point should have a story behind it. आपसे पूछा ये क्या किया था इसमें, ये XYZ क्लाइंट हैंडल किया. So what you did in that client? How did you handle that client? क्या किया आपने उस क्लाइंट पे, करा क्या? So you should know. Let's say if I'm going for an audit interview or a finance interview or anywhere, I should know that what areas did I handle, how did I impacted that client, were there any sort of observations, or did I report something which was an irregularity, that way. So you should have a story behind each and every point. कुछ भी लिखा है ना आपने कि ये फलाना AS चेक करा, इंड AS चेक करा, तो क्या चेक करा, कैसे चेक करा, क्या क्या डॉक्यूमेंट आपने उसमें यूज किए, कैसे डेटा निकलता है, you should be aware of that. Simple. It is as simple as that. ठीक है. अच्छा, how many of you are exposed to SAP? You can like raise your hand so that I can also make out. Assumingly that most of you aren't. मैं ये मान रहा हूँ कि नहीं है, ठीक है. So अब यार जिसने hands on training लिया है, बहुत बढ़िया. Like Ruchika raised her hand. That means she must be trained in, or she must have a hands-on experience on SAP. Great. So if you have hands-on experience, fantastic. You should know what T codes you worked on, what particular accounts you worked on, right? कौन सा account देखा, कौन सा T code, Z code देखे आपने, that you should know. In case others are not exposed to SAP, and if you are going for finance accounts job, controllership job, account auditor's job, then in that case I would request that you take up any course, online course, e-learning module on SAP. आप कहाँ से ले सकते हैं? Udemy, EDX,
सॉरी टू
Coursera,
इंटरप्ट, एक
all
बार
of them.
ये मीटिंग एंड हो जाएगा, फिर से ज्वाइन कर लीजिएगा. ये 40 मिनट्स में वो हो जाता है ना, एक बार फिर से ज्वाइन कर लीजिएगा एक बार.
तो क्या करूँ, एग्जिट करूँ अभी?
नहीं, एग्जिट करके फिर से ज्वाइन कर लीजिए सब जन ना. हाँ
अच्छा,
हाँ,
ठीक है.
ये मीटिंग 40 मिनट्स में हो जाता है एक्चुअली, वही बात है.